Welcome to the Premier Betting Show. I am your host, Tycoon. He is the talent, Fox. How are you, Fox?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I am fabulous. Well, I could be a little better after Arsenal's performance last week, but in general, we're going into a holiday weekend here in the States. Labor Day weekend. I am, as we were just discussing, very excited for it. As you said,
Yep.
can't come or couldn't have come any sooner.
Yep.
So the spirits are high, the vibes are high right now.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, more for me because our performance last week was fantastic. Liverpool coming back, like we said, game of the week. Ooh, oh,
Boy, was it!
that was a good one.
It was a good one, and I mean, I took the draw as a bet, so I was already kind of cashing that mentally.
Yep.
So that was disappointing for me, just side bet wise, I will say.
Yes. Well, and it was funny because peek behind the curtain. We have like the kids are awake pretty much every weekend at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and so I was like, okay, cool. We got the game on a little later, so I could put it on, and we'll put them in one room, and our oldest will play with them. So like me and the wife can just kind of relax and try and either go back to sleep or just have a minute to ourselves. And so I threw the game on, and like we're upstairs, and it's already the 1-0. Van Dyke just got sent off, and I'm like, "Fuck, this game's just toast. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
what,
want to watch the
28
rest of it.
minutes?
Like
Oof,
it's
yeah.
yeah. I'm like, this game's just gonna go the wrong way. And so at halftime, we're like, okay, let's get the kids, take them downstairs. Um, she does the coffee run and everything like that. And so we're watching. I've got one of the babies sitting in my lap, and it was the second Nunez goal, and it was just like I just screamed like crazy, and I scared the crap out of him. Like, so, I was like, sorry. One day you'll understand what this all means, but yeah, it was one of those games that like if you had turned it off and then found out what happened, you'd be kicking yourself like, oh, why didn't I finish? But no, 3 weeks in, and it's already like one of the best games I've seen so far.
I think it's one of the top 2 or 3 games so far this season, for sure.
No,
Obviously,
absolutely.
game of the week, if not the best game so far. I mean, that's high
Yeah.
drama.
Well, and that's like one of those
People,
ones that I would have been happy with the draw. Like, give me the point. It's early. We're still in it
yeah,
all.
fighting back from
But
with 10 men, yeah, you would have
to
absolutely been
steal
happy.
it, yep, to steal it, and at the end, whew, I'll take those 3 points any day. And then to grab uh Gravenberch, whew, oh, today's a good day.
Yeah,
Stoked for
Liverpool supporters are definitely
yeah,
feeling it.
stoked for Liverpool going forward. So the youth that we have now in the middle just went dropping down, down, down. So I'm happy. I was hoping we'd get a little more on the defensive side too, but can't have it all.
That's also what a friend of mine, Liverpool supporter. I don't know why I have Liverpool fan friends, but yeah, he was hoping for defensive help, but was also happy with
Yep.
the midfield help. Well, this is a much better betting week this week, at least as
Yes.
far as what's available now. It was still a good week last week for the show.
Yes,
Last week,
absolutely.
3-3, so 500. But this is why it's important to make good bets, because despite being even with the picks, plus 3.15 units. That brings our overall record this season to 13-7 plus 7.97 units. Nearly 8 units. So we're looking pretty strong. What, two and 2/3 units a week on average winning so far. So
Yep,
it's a nice climb. We're going to look to keep it going. We feel
absolutely.
pretty strongly and actually more in sync this week than the last couple of weeks. Fox and I are. So this
Yeah,
is going to
and
be
and we get to start adding some Champions League stuff coming up. We
mm, right.
got the draws today. Whew, it's gonna be fun.
That is right.
And
Champions.
Europa, but that one's not as important. But more to bet on, so I can't complain about it.
Not at all. More options are better, generally.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get news quickly. Obviously, just talking about the draws being set here for the Europa and Champions Leagues, but transfer window shut, and you mentioned Liverpool got their guy. So once
Yep.
tomorrow is concluded, no more player movement. Rosters are set.
Well, that
Well,
apparently
sort
that's
of,
not
mostly.
true because we have the Saudi window is open, I think 15 more days after and can
Oh,
still make moves, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm really hoping Salah doesn't go, but
money can buy damn near anything, including extended transfer
yep,
privileges. I was not
yep,
aware of that. Wow.
yeah.
Guess never really thought about
Uh,
it because this really hasn't been a factor before.
no, and I think that's part of the thing is nobody realizes that's necessarily the case. So it's kind of one of those things that it's like the European, well, not pretty much all the European leagues are complaining about it because they can still encroach and poach on your players while yours are all shut and you can't do anything about it. So not a fun predicament to be in, but
Oh, not at all.
I'm
I mean, another couple weeks, gonna be 5
hoping
weeks
nothing
into the
comes out of
season.
it. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
rosters will be almost set, except for who the Saudis want to poach, like potentially Mo Salah.
yep.
Hopefully for Fox and Liverpool, that does not happen. And frankly, as a fan of the Premier League, I hope that doesn't happen.
No, I agree.
I'll never begrudge a guy for taking the money. I want to make that very clear. But it doesn't mean I want it to happen.
No, and it's not even about them. It's just how it's done. I'm
Right.
not a fan of it all.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Hmm.
What's not gross is the first matchup we're going to discuss. Luton Town versus West Ham, hosting West Ham. Now that Luton Town
Hmm.
has a stadium functional to
Finally,
host a Premier League match. So this is the first home matchup since they've been up, correct?
yes,
Yeah,
it is,
this is exciting.
and
Good for Luton Town.
it's not gonna be exciting for them.
I mean,
The end
it's a
result won't
natural
be
thing.
exciting.
I'm happy for the supporters that now when they go to
No,
this
absolutely.
this
Yeah.
facility that they've been going to for many of them their entire lives, now it is to support a Premier League club. I mean,
No, that's exciting. And
that's got to be a thrill.
kickoff will
I mean,
be oh no, kickoff will be exciting. It would be a fun stadium to be in for an opening night or opening day like that, but I don't think the end result will be what they're hoping for.
no, yeah, savor the environment, Luton supporters, because
Yeah.
by halftime it'll probably be zapped.
Well, like this is the one that kind of sucks is we record Thursday nights, put this out Friday morning, or if you're staying up late,
Morning-ish.
this drops, late Thursday night. But with this being a Friday match, um, I put stuff out on our Instagram and everything, to push get West Ham here. Like
We'll share this one on the
the
Discord tonight, just in case, just for
yes,
this match.
yep, I'll be dropping that in there. Um, but yeah, West Ham money line here. I mean, you're
Feels
talking about
too
the
easy,
team
right?
that
Huh.
that's what makes me nervous about it is that it almost feels too easy, and to me, this line should be higher. But I'm, I don't understand it because I mean this is the team that was like, you were at the top of the 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 table for a minute there,
7 goals in
and
3 games.
yeah, exactly, and back to back 3-1 wins. And you're not taking down teams that are the bottom of the table. You're taking down teams that should be beating you. And I think what West Ham has done is they've fixed not 100%, but they're fixing a little bit of the problems that they've had. The downside to them is their possession has been low, but what they're able to do with the possession that they have is fantastic. So I'm not going to complain about the line because that's great for us. But I feel like Luton Town is getting a little bit more credit than they deserve when all they've done is lose so far. You've put one goal in. Um, I get it. It's your first home game, but you're also not showing that you're a Premier League team. So uh, give me West Ham all day here. This one it should be cut and dry. Um, I do like this to be an. I mean, this is what's odd is the lines are favoring both teams to score, which I
Also
thought was
strange,
a
right?
little odd. Um, just like if this was like Burnley or even Sheffield United, and this is the matchup with them, I can understand it leaning towards yes. But Luton Town have not shown anything to me to where it's like, yeah, I expect them to score. And with the way West Ham has played, I like the no, and especially at plus money, like plus
Yeah.
100 for no. I really like that. Um, I like a lot of this match, and it's just all West Ham.
Agreed. So also with you, I found the minus 125 line on West Ham to be kind of suspiciously favorable for our purposes. But in the end, I think I'm just not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Be happy for a line that's not prohibitive
Yep.
for something I feel strongly about. I also agree with you on the no. I
Yep.
don't think Luton Town is going to score at even money. That is kind of hard to pass up as well. That won't
Right.
be
Yeah.
probably an official bet, but I'll probably throw a half unit on that because that's just too good. And
Yeah.
along those same lines, we talked about these a couple weeks ago, but bands bets. So in this case,
Yeah. I like the one you threw
West
down here.
Ham winning either 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0. I will give Luton Town the respect that they're not going to give up 4 goals in their Premier League
No,
home
I don't think
debut.
so.
Um, so that'll take that to plus 115. So it's essentially both teams to score no plus under 3.5
Yeah.
for team total for West Ham.
Right. And I lean the under here as well. Even at
Yeah,
the 2.5. I
I don't
mean,
even think they're getting two. Yeah,
I think
or
it's
I
a
mean,
2-0
getting three.
game,
Yeah,
and it's a dominant win in the fact that it's just they own possession. They, stamp we're done. It's not an excessive win, but I mean 2-0 still I like for them that's great.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
like their possession still under 30%, which is wild that they're pulling these games off. But I think that kind of just pushes to their counterattack and just showing
Right,
that when they do have the ball, they're doing what they need to do, which kind of is more dangerous than them having more possession than that anyway. So I don't think anything changes. I think their possession does go up, obviously, but
right.
I think the result is the same. It's not this one's a no brainer, and I think it's kind of funny that it's closer than it should be. But you know,
I'll take it. I mean,
come after me when it's a lot closer than it should be. But I do like everything we've talked about so far.
so official bet, premier betting show, West Ham money line minus
Yep,
125 for one.
smash. Yep,
Absolutely smashing
yep,
it.
yep.
This is one also. I mean, honestly, I like it so much. Like this will be one of the rare ones. Like I'm okay if I do lose it. Like I will not feel bad about making this bet. If it
No, you should. Yeah.
not work. This is just a good process bet.
Yes.
We move forward to the bottom of the EPL table.
Ugh.
Sheffield United, versus Everton, and I mean, I'm not gonna watch this game. Just
No, nobody should. I mean, the fact that like we were texting the other day, and uh, it was one of those ones that Everton did not win their EFL matchup. They did, but it's because Doncaster gave it away. And I was pissed because I was like, I'll take them to Doncaster to win this one, and they should have. And it's like they got to a point where it's like we did it, and then realized like, oh damn, there's still 30 minutes left on the clock. Like we got to start playing again. And I'll give Everton credit, like they look good in their comeback, but there shouldn't have been a comeback at all. And this game I want absolutely no part of. Um, I liked Everton at first, and then I saw them play, and, and it's just like, holy crap! Like I don't care if same with Chelsea. I don't care if half your team is out. You're a Premier League side. There should be no doubt. It should be you come in, you dominate, you go home, and then you prepare for the weekend like nothing happened. And this was uh, it was embarrassing, and I just don't either team. I don't want a part of. I see this being a draw if we're gonna have to take anything here, but uh, anybody stay away from this game. It doesn't exist. No,
I agree. I mean,
no,
I had the same exact note in the show sheet. I like the draw, but not enough to take it. I would not
no,
take it.
no.
I actually really like the under two
I
and a
do
half,
too.
but
That's the one thing I like, but it's too high.
yeah, minus 160
Yeah.
is outrageous. I might consider it as a juice reducer and a parlay of sorts, but I
Yeah.
would not. Yeah, definitely wouldn't take it straight. Uh, and
I mean
yeah, both teams to
the
score. I initially was thinking no, but at this point, I who the hell knows?
man,
This is just
I
going to be
honestly I could see this
a
being
monkey
a
fucking a
no-no
coconut.
game.
I don't know what this
Yeah,
is.
it's not worth it. Just pretend it's not in the lineup this week. It's stupid.
What'll also be an unwatchable match this week
Yep.
is Manchester City hosting Fulham. Um, well, I guess I should read them for those just listening. Man City's a minus 600 favorite, obviously prohibitive. This is not
You
this.
know, uh,
There's nothing bettable in the standard lines here.
no, the only thing that intrigued me a little bit was the under 3.5. It's minus 125.
Oh, it is. Oh,
If
yeah,
you're um
actually,
both
that's bettable if you like it.
yeah, and both games last season finished 2-1. So I might throw a half unit on that one just if I wanted to put something in. But and with the way I mean, City have looked good, but um I think Fulham was a little underestimated here. And I can see this one being tighter in the fact that it's gonna end up being like what it has been. It'll be a 2-1 match. Honestly think that could be what this ends up being too. Um so if I'm taking anything away from this, it would be the under 3.5. Other than that, I don't trust enough on this one to really push for much more.
I would lean that way. I don't know that I'm confident enough in it. I could see City having a 4-0 type victory as well. So that makes me but that's probably the best available option.
Yeah, I think so. I mean I think that's probably your only option. Um
Yeah.
the both to score the nose 140. I
Yeah.
don't even like that one just because I think this Fulham is good enough to get the ball in the net against a
Yes.
team like this. Um and
140 is too
it's
high.
one of those things that like we've talked about before that City gets ahead enough, and then towards the last probably 25, 30 minutes of the game, Fulham puts a ball in, and then it's still game over from there, but it's just a consolation prize at that point. So
Right.
I'd steer away from that one too.
Hang the banner. We scored on City. Right.
Exactly. I mean,
Chelsea.
they did just knock out Tottenham from the EFL. So I mean, granted, it was on penalty kicks, so it's not like, hey, you won the game, but I think they can go in a little bit more of like, hey, we did this. Don't count us out. We're not awful, but we're not great. So
No, they're not. They're not awful. I mean, what 3-1, 1-1,
yeah,
3 goals. So
yeah,
5 against. I mean, they're
yeah.
mid range.
They're meh.
So they're
Yeah, yeah.
they're yeah. That's where we're. So Chelsea hosting Nottingham Forest. This is another game. Really, yeah.
Woo.
You're shaking your head already. I'm doing the same.
I hate this matchup. And more so just because of how embarrassing Chelsea looked against Wimbledon. It was ugh. Again, I get it. You're not putting technically your best lineup in the
Sure.
game, but like you're playing a League Two side that should have no business competing with you. And
If it was Wrexham
granted,
out there, they would have won.
yeah. Well, and granted, it was a penalty on both sides to get to 1-1. So essentially, Chelsea only won this game 1-0, and they had to come in late to do it. And it's just one of these things that is Chelsea it should be cut and dry. They go in, they dominate, they go out. But nothing has shown that that's the case. They're showing that, like, as a Liverpool fan, the Caicedo going to Chelsea, I'm so happy he looks like crap and that it's not working out so far. And I get it; it's only 3 games, but it's not been great. And uh, I don't think they look any. They're okay, but I don't think they look fantastic. Forest is always one that can kind of find a way to win, and I just don't want anything here. Not the only thing that kind of like piques my interest is Forest at plus 1.5. It's minus 135. I like that. I think if Chelsea wins, it's by one. That's it.
Yeah, that's a
I
nice
don't see them
conservative
being
play.
they're not a team to respond, and they've shown that in the limited bit we've seen, but it's nah, I'm not into it. And Gallagher might move this week or tomorrow,
Oh,
so if he's gone, I mean, it's not a huge impact, but like that still kind of takes a piece of your team away that you need. Um, I think he is gone, and I don't know. This game just offers nothing to me.
no. But now for a match that does offer something, one that
Yes,
we are into.
yes,
This is wonderful. So we've got Burnley, who is a team that you have been, kind of
yeah.
waving the flag for,
And
and facing
so far
Tottenham, or hosting Tottenham.
so far I don't look so good with that flag.
Yes, well, I think you're gonna set it down for the week.
Yeah, I am. I love Tottenham here, and it's so funny
Mhm.
because I know we talked. I think the very first week that Tottenham was on my no list, and I'll continue to say it. Harry Kane, I love him, but I think that whole issue was just like a weight on everybody's shoulders, and it's just lifted off, and they have been fantastic. And I know they lost to Fulham, um, but I expect them to come out here and just kind of let everybody know, like it was, it's not what it looked like at all. And I know Burnley squeezed by Forest on theirs, and I mean that's not saying much.
Right.
So um, the fact that it's only minus 110, it just it just seems stupid to me, and I love it. Like give me that all day, all day. and it's
I
come down.
have to
I think
agree.
it was 115 originally.
Wow. Interesting. No, but I am with you. I was able to abstain for 3 weeks. We're in week 4 and now. Yeah, they're off the do not bet list. I've seen enough.
Yep.
Last week was convincing for me.
Yep.
They're like you said, Harry who? And
Yeah.
that's all.
Right.
Like you said, no Harry Kane. No disrespect to Harry Kane, but this has been likely a clubhouse distraction for some time. I mean,
Right.
obviously the rumors have been around for a
When you
while,
get
so yeah, weight
it's
being lifted off, everybody can just be free again, go out and play,
right. And one is the
and they've done.
coaching change. It's just everything is different. It's okay. Like we can
There's
breathe
good
again.
vibes around
Let's
the team.
just right. It's kind of like there's almost nothing to prove. So let's just go out and play our game and go from there. Whereas before, I think it was like there was just too much pressure. There was like, this has to be done this way. It has to be done. Like, we have to go out and do this. Whereas now it's kind of like, let's just go out and play. What happens, happens. And, I think they're finally realizing like it's working. And it's one of those things too that, um, e- it's not even if it was home away, like you're not afraid to take them at all here. They've shown what they can do, and I think they're going to continue to do it. I'm all about this game.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. um so also we've got the over is also juiced over 2.5.
Yep.
uh for me, this is similar to Sheffield Everton, where I absolutely love it actually, but too juiced to take as a straight. Would consider using that in a parlay. And it's
Yep.
also one where I kind of like the band. Certainly, obviously, on Tottenham, I like the 2-1, 3-1, or 4-1 bands range. I do think Burnley is going to score. Uh,
I think so too.
I don't anticipate 5 goals for Tottenham as much as we've been hyping them up here in the last couple of minutes. So,
No,
and a
no,
plus 225, yeah, I'm going to throw a quarter, half unit on that probably.
no. When I saw this on
I
the
haven't
sheet, I was
decided.
like, "Ooh, I like that. I can get behind that." Um, I mean, I can see this being like a 2-0 game kind of thing too, but I do think Burnley shows a little fight here. So I think
Yeah.
2-1, 3-1's more likely. The
I'm gonna give them
4-1
a little home
obviously is a
club
little.
respect, I think. That's
Yeah, I agree.
And I'd be
And I
lying if I said both teams to score being juiced up to 165 or minus 165 didn't
right.
influence me a little bit.
Yes, I agree. And this is where I love Tottenham at a half at minus 120 for the spread. Like that to me is just another smash. Absolutely put in play for me.
Also, let's talk about this real quick to educate the viewers, the listeners.
Yeah.
Tottenham money line is minus 110. Tottenham
Yes.
minus 0.5 as you stare at it appears to be the same thing as the money line if you don't know what you're
Yes.
looking at, but at a worse odd. Minus 110 is regulation time only. That's an
Yes.
important thing that needs to be understood.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So if this goes beyond regulation time, you lose. It's not a no bet. You lose. Whereas with the spread, if they do win past regulation time, it still counts. So you're taking a tiny bit of hit on the price, but you're securing any form of victory.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that that's known. But yeah, we absolutely love the next official or the next two official picks, both of these
Yes.
Tottenham money line
Yes.
and Tottenham minus 0.5.
Yes.
1 unit each. Go bet. We move forward to the Battle of the Bees, Brentford versus Bournemouth. This is personally one I don't really have much of an opinion on. If anything, maybe that I kind of like the draw.
See, and this one I like
Hmm.
Brentford here.
Okay.
They the last two or well last season, they were 2-0. I'll take that. Or sorry, they had a 2-0 win and they had a draw. So I mean they've
So
kind of
Bournemouth couldn't score in 2 matches.
yeah, exactly. And I believe the 0-0 was at Bournemouth. Um, but I mean Brentford have come out relatively strong, and that you're missing Tony, who I honestly think they don't get back this season, and actually love him to go to Tottenham, and I'm really hoping that's who picks him up. But I think that'll be more for the second window. Um, but this is what the funny stat is that like blew my mind is that um, if Bournemouth fall behind, Brentford is actually one of the worst teams. They've dropped 15 in winning positions. So if they go
Good
up,
lord.
they have dropped 15 games when they are up in a match. And honestly, to me, Bournemouth is like one of the teams that like those are the ones that come back and win ugly matches. But with the way Brentford has been, um, and kind of everything I looked at, I don't think Bournemouth have a chance here. I really like the Brentford money line minus 135. I think that's kind of where I would lean if I'm taking anything from this match. Both the score is at minus 140. That's a little too much for me. I do like the under at 2.5. It's a plus 110 money line. So it's like that can
Not
intrigue me
terrible.
a little bit, but
Yeah, I don't hate that.
no. And like I said, the last two have been 2-0 and 0-0. So it kind of follows suit. But if I'm taking anything, it'd probably be just the money line here.
You have fun with that one. I'm gonna I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But
But Brentford have been pretty good so far.
they have. They have. That's also what actually makes me a little nervous even about the under.
Understandable.
However, moving on to a match that does have some things that I'm personally far more interested in, and I know there's
Oh
a couple
yes.
you like as well. And that is
Oh yes.
Brighton, who have been very enjoyable to watch. Last week was not the best, but
Nope.
hey, still come out. They've still come out strong in general. I'm still very pleased with what I've seen from them
Yep.
versus hosting Newcastle.
Oh, to me, this is the match of the week. I know others think it's Arsenal Man U, but I think this is the match of the week right here. Um, and my initial thought is I do like Brighton. Um, and I mean this is nuts. Is that they have the most shots on target, and the most touches in the opposition box, and the most expected goals in the Premier League so far.
Jesus.
So yeah, they have been the most. I mean, technically sound team there is, but I think this is where Newcastle's defensive line steps up and kind of puts an end to that. And I think we both really like the draw on this one this week. And at plus 285, you know, I
Yeah, it's
I do-
juicy.
I'd probably lean if I'm putting anything down a half unit on this one, but I would be okay going a full unit here. But um, no, this one's gonna be fun.
I think I'm going the full Monty on this one. I'm going to put
I
that full
I think
unit.
I would.
But what you just told me has me rethinking something I was considering. I was thinking
What's that?
1-1 draw. So
Hmm.
alt total under 2.5 is plus 165. However, I don't know. Those efficiency those metrics have me concerned.
Oh,
So
when I
I'm
saw that, I was
and we're talking most
what?
expected goals
Yeah.
in the league right now. That's something I am no longer going to take an alt under. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and strike that one off the list. Thank you for sharing. This is why you watch the show, and that's why I refer to
Yeah.
him as the talent.
And well, and like they're under 3.5 is minus 150.
That's part of why I
Um,
started exploring that alt total.
and I would have thought the same thing, but yeah, when I saw all this, I was like, oh wow, this is a little more intriguing than I thought. This is one where I probably wouldn't like even bother with an over under. I could see, like you said, I can see this being a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw kind of thing where, both. I mean, it's both sides have the offensive talent like that. There's no question there. I think this comes down to has if Newcastle can stop Brighton, because I think Brighton's. Well, I guess it works both ways, but Newcastle going into a match with Liverpool, like that to me is Liverpool's probably like just a little bit higher, and Newcastle's right here now with how things have played out. So it's like you go in as the underdog, whereas Brighton shouldn't have lost the match they lost last week, but West Ham showed out. And to me, it's more like West Ham has got to come in with something to prove. Like, we messed up. This is who we really are. Whereas Newcastle, it's kind of like it was a heartbreaking loss, but it's almost what people expected in a
Right,
way.
right, right.
It's not like it was like what Liverpool beat us. Like, no, that shouldn't have happened. It was okay. Like, we met our match. We were outplayed in the end. We lost. Whatever. But like Brighton, they've got like, no, we shouldn't have lost that game, and we're gonna come out and show we should have been here where we were lower than what we looked like. So I think it kind of is where it clashes to be okay. Newcastle has to rise to the occasion to stop them, and that's why it ends up being a draw instead of like a Brighton lean. But either way, this is going to be a hell of a match.
I agree. I still think Arsenal Man U is match of the week. Now, if you're talking about performance so far, I see why you're leading that way. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
there's more to it than that. God damn it!
yeah,
All right. No, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna make Brighton versus Newcastle draw plus
yep,
285 an official
yep.
pick. But for ledger purposes, Fox, are we half unit or full unit as a family here?
I lean the full. Let's go full.
All right, we'll go full. Letting them
Put our money
hang.
where our mouth
Let's
is.
go, baby. Exactly. Scared money don't make money.
Nope.
So we move forward to Liverpool, in fact, hosting Aston Villa, sorry. Gotta not be so casual. Liverpool hosting Aston Villa here this week. This is personally one I don't see much that I love here.
No, I don't either. The money line for Liverpool's too much for me. 150.
Right.
I probably wouldn't even parlay this with anything. This is one of those matches where it's like I pass on most of this and I just watch as a fan. Like it's not worth tapping into. Um the only one I would like maybe consider is under 3.5, and that's minus 140. So still a little high. Um, I think this is a dragged out 2-1 win. Um, you've got Van Dyke missing this one,
Yep.
and I don't think Aston Villa has what it takes offensively to you know take advantage of that kind of like miss, but um, I think Liverpool just is riding off that win, and you know, it's like all these pieces are finally falling in place for them to where I think it's going to be like, okay, now we're going to come out and make a statement. Um, Personally, I think Nunez should be in the starting lineup, and I'm kind of hoping like we see that change a little bit. So I think this is another cut and dry. Liverpool goes in, they do their thing, and that's it.
But not worth the juice, we agree.
Probably not.
So we move forward. Crystal Palace hosting Wolverton. The Wolves coming into
Yes.
town. This is one that we do like. I think we
Yeah,
like it
and
very much, in fact.
Yeah, I really like Palace here, and this is another one that if they're playing at Wolves, I'd probably be a little more off it, but, um,
Yeah,
I like the Palace money line here, 105. The the way they've played so far, I've really enjoyed it. They hung tough against, Arsenal.
yeah.
Um, it's kinda they kinda just tend to be, like, the middle of the pack with, like, the chance of kinda pushing forward, and I think we're getting that push. So, I like that, and Wolves is just like, they're competing, but not enough to make me think that they can win this game. Um, and Palace have won their last 3 against Wolves at home, so I'm not more and it seems like Palace has their number. So, I'm all about it.
At
Minus
minus
105.
105, it's yeah,
Yeah.
too good of a line to pass up.
Yeah.
So that we will note as an official pick here. Crystal
Yep.
Palace minus
Yep.
105 money line over the Wolves for 1 unit. Um,
Mhm.
the under is heavily juiced at minus 150, so that's not a
Yeah, I'm not
big draw. I mean, I think it'll hit, but I'm not so confident I would consider that for
I would
parlays
agree.
either.
Yep. Yep.
Both teams to score. I would lean no, actually, at minus 125. I'm not going to take it. Um, but I'd be surprised if the Wolves came in and scored here on Palace.
Yeah, I don't think it's a dominant kind of game. It's a
I think it's gonna be kind of a slog, honestly.
Yep. I think it's a 1-0 game, and it's just you go in, you go out, and you get the win, you're happy with it. It's not
Yeah.
anything pretty.
Nope. Just playing the game because it's on the schedule. That's what's going
Yes,
on
sir.
here.
Yep.
Uh, so now on to the real match of the week: Arsenal
Mm.
versus Man United. Um, I'm going to take a little bit of the lead into this and just say it's two teams
Sure.
that high in name brand, low in performance to start the year. Um,
Yeah.
week
Well
one,
said.
not strong for Arsenal or Man United. Um,
No.
Really, I don't
It
think any of the matchups have been particularly strong for Man United. Arsenal actually gave me hope after week 2. I thought they looked really strong and then reverted
Yep.
right back last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of the 2, it's if you're having to say one is better than the other, it is Arsenal, but it's not by much. And uh
Not currently, anyways.
no, and this is a game I really don't want a part of because even though, Arsenal's at minus 130 here, I really see this honestly ending up as a draw, which would be awesome because I mean that's a plus 425. Like that's I'd almost put a half unit down for fun, just kind of seeing where that ends up. But with it being at Emirates, I would lean Arsenal, and they have been it's kind of like the better of the two of the worst kind of display of teams that should be more dominant than they are. Um, and honestly, with me, it's Arsenal. Like like it's Saka. Like he looks great. The front line looks good, but it's the like Havertz. He just doesn't make sense to me. Is
And Timber's absence was really felt last week, too.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, the Havertz in general pick has just kind of seemed odd, and it doesn't seem like he's fitting in. Um, I mean, their midfield's a little lackluster, but it's just, yeah. I'm not confident in either team to get it done, and I'm not going to throw my money on a whim.
No, not at all. And why I don't even want to sprinkle in the draw is this is really one where I can see, all right, two teams that are not living up to expectations early in the season.
Sure.
I think it could be somewhat of a get right match for one of these clubs, and I think it should be
Yes.
Arsenal. But that's the
And I
operative
agree.
word. Should.
Yep.
I don't like
Yep.
that word. Should is one of the most dangerous words in the English language. So
Yep.
my
And
official
and
position is F
the
that.
one the one like lean I'd have towards it is they've won 4 of the last 5 at home against United. So Um, in the last 2 years they've won. So it's like I have the confidence in them to do that again, but it's just I don't like you said, it's that should.
Yeah,
It's one of those things that if I miss this one and I'll I get it and it's a draw, it wouldn't shock me at all. Whereas like preseason, it'd be I know they lost and they're friendly, but I would still take Arsenal. You're the runners up. You were leading the league most of the year last year, and technically you've only gotten better. Whereas I don't think Man U has changed any.
right.
So it should be like that should be a smash on the money line, but I just can't take it.
No, everything
It's too
points to
much.
Arsenal, but like, yeah, they're mm, just just watching them play inspires very little confidence.
Yep.
That said, the one thing I don't love it as a straight bet at all, but both teams to score, yes, is at minus
Yeah.
185. So obviously you can't take that as is. But I love
No.
it. Both teams are absolutely putting it in the back of the net. Um, so this is
You would hope
something
so.
I definitely throwing into a parlay. And if it turns out to be a 1-2-3-0 Arsenal victory, hey, you know what? Me as a fan, I'll be able to
Yeah,
live with
that's
that
one where you're
loss.
happy to lose your
But
money.
but in this case, though,
Yeah.
I really would be surprised if both teams don't find a way to score.
No, I
You
agree.
have a note here. The last five have all been over 3.5, even.
Yep.
Um, and there's not going to be a 4-0 drubbing by either side in this. I'm
No,
quite
I can't.
confident in
This
saying.
should be a slugfest, but I
Yeah. So really, yeah, there will be no bets from this match.
no.
However, doesn't mean we're done talking.
Nope.
So, got a little bit more for you, even though we finished
Yep.
up with the slate. So, we'll move to our lock of the week.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Tottenham money line minus
Yep.
115 versus Burnley. Uh, we spent a good 5, 6, 7 minutes on it earlier, and
Yep.
it's one we just have to reiterate again because it is just so good. It's impossible to pass up. That simple.
No, I would take that all day, especially with the way they've performed. I love it. I love it.
It's one I will not do this because I'm a responsible bettor, and I will tell you out there not to do this because I want you to be responsible bettors. But god damn it, is it tempting to put 2, 3 units on this thing. Oof.
Oh,
I want to.
I'm 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 leaning the 2 units.
See what I'm saying? Sometimes
I know
temptation does get the better of us, but as an
well, the
official position, we are not advocating
yes.
that. That's
I I
but
almost
do it.
would, man.
You might
That's
want
how
to do it.
strongly I
You might
feel
want to do
about
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
but officially,
this is the
no.
one if you've got the funds, do so.
That's
If
true.
you're
Yeah,
if you're a little unsure about it, just keep to your unit and just go from there. But
right.
yes, if you have the means, maybe 3.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if your money bag's over there, yeah, screw
Yep.
around a little bit. This is one a good one to take a shot on.
100%.
Another that we like to take a
Yes.
shot on is our official parlay of the week, the parlay play of Tottenham money line. We're just going to
Yep.
add in a little Man City money line so we can take that from regular line to plus money, plus
Yep.
119. So really,
I love this one. Yes.
throw your unit and a half, 2 units on Tottenham money line, then bam, back up, throw another one on the parlay
Hmm.
because
Yep.
it's
I
happening.
love this one. Yep.
It almost, as we say, it seems so easy. It makes me afraid. But I have
Yes, I agree.
confidence in our
Yes.
projections. I have confidence in our process. I have confidence in our picks, and I'm happily going to take this.
Yes.
And because I couldn't help it, I'm going to give you a little Tycoon special. So we've
I
got
like this one.
Arsenal versus Manchester United, both teams to score yes, as I just finished talking about.
Hmm.
And Sheffield United versus Everton under 2.5. So take a look at this. Between the two of them, In 6 matches, 6, Sheffield and Everton have combined for 2 goals scored. They've
Yeah,
scored
it's
2.
ugly.
And Sheffield
ugly.
has both of them. Everton hasn't even scored yet this season.
That's even worse.
And even more messed up, I'm not sure they do this week either.
I can see.
They
Yeah,
very
this
well
is a
may,
0-0 for
but
me.
I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that run extend. And you don't bet against streaks. So
Nope. No,
in
I
this
like this
case,
one though. It's juicy.
yeah, so that is, you're taking a really nice minus 185 from that Arsenal Man
Yep.
United and that 160, I believe it was minus 160. Put those together,
Yeah.
you get a nice plus 148.
I
I'm
like.
going to throw a full
like.
unit on that.
Ooh, I like it.
Full unit.
I
148,
like it.
yeah. If it was paying out better, I might limit the risk, but
Yeah, I get
I
you.
feel pretty strongly about both of these individually, and they're too
I
prohibitive to take alone, so I gotta get it on
I
the
would
game.
agree. No, I agree.
Well, Fox, we will
And
move to
here's
the
our officials for the week.
Yes, the official recap. West Ham money line minus 125, 1 unit. Tottenham money line minus 110, 1 unit. Tottenham minus 0.5, minus 120, 1 unit. Crystal Palace money line minus 105, 1 unit. Brighton versus Newcastle draw plus 285. We're going to stay spicy. We're going to keep the unit on that one.
Yep,
And Tottenham
do it.
plus
Yep.
Man City money line plus 119. So I mean, you've already got 3 units on Tottenham there, anyways. That's who we like. If Tottenham fails this week, it's not. If they lose or even draw, we might still break even, but we'll need everything else to go right.
Yep.
That said, that's why Tottenham's our lock of the week and why they appear in
Yes,
3
sir.
units.
Yes,
So we're
sir.
going to look to try to add to our positive record, our positive cash flow, and carry that forward into September. But yeah, I think we're prepared. I think we're ready. I think we've given the audience what they need to go have a successful, profitable Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Let's go enjoy our time. And everybody else out there, go get these bets in. Lock it up.
Yep. Lock it up.